Hey yo guys, this is Jared, aka the Saint of Sins on Xbox Live, bringing you some more MLB thoughts for Thursday, April 19th, 2012. Go ahead, look into his eyes. They see through your soul. God, this game is so creepy at times. Yes, once again, we're still continuing with some Cleveland Indians taking on the Toronto Blue Jays on Legend difficulty in MLB 2K12. Yesterday proved fortuitous for me as I ended up going 11 for 15 on my picks. My only wrong answers were picking the Yankees over the Twins, picking the Padres over the Rockies, picking the Angels over the Athletics, and picking the Indians over the Mariners. Let's quickly roll into today's matchups before we head off into the news. The Cubs send up Jeff Samardzija to face off against the Marlins Ricky Nolasco. I'm rolling with the Cubbies here. Aaron Harang takes to the mound to face off against the Brewers' Randy Wolf. Typically, I'm reluctant to bank on Randy Wolf here, but I gotta go with him and the Brewers. Bronson Arroyo takes to the mound to face off against Adam Wainwright, and I'm still holding out hope that Wainwright will get his first quality start, or at least a good enough start to get his first victory on the season. So I'll be rolling with the Cardinals in this one. Jason Hamill takes to the mound to face off against the White Sox' Gavin Floyd. I'm liking the White Sox in this matchup. The Astros send up Bud Norris to face off against the Nationals' Edwin Jackson, who right now has been red hot. I've kind of gone back and forth on this one, but I think I'm settling on Houston for the win. The Twins send up Anthony Swarzak to face off against the Yankees' Phil Hughes, and I am sick and tired of Hughes not coming through in any of his outings so far. This one he has to, so I'm banking on the Yankees for the win. At Comerica Park, Adam Wilk takes to the mound to face off against the visiting Rangers and Yu Darvish. Thus far, Darvish has really struggled, but has managed to pull out victories thanks to his offense behind him. I don't think he'll get that here simply because he'll put himself in too big a hole for his team to climb out of with enough run support. Give me the Tigers. Jeremy Hellickson takes to the mound to face off against Henderson Alvarez in Toronto. I like the Rays simply because Hellickson has been phenomenal. The Braves head over to the West Coast where Mike Minor will face off against Josh Colmenter of the Diamondbacks. I went back and forth on this a little bit, but my faith is going to be in the Braves simply because of the key injuries to the Diamondbacks outfield. The Athletics send up Tommy Milone to face off against CJ Wilson. Thus far, Wilson has been very dependable and absolutely reliable for the Angels when they need a win. I'm going to continue to ride that trend here and pick the Angels. The Phillies roll into San Diego, sending up Vance Worley to face off against Joe Weiland. I'm still not sold on Vance being in the starting rotation, but I do like this matchup in favor of the Phillies. And finally, at Safeco Field, the Indians send up Josh Tomlin to face off against Felix Hernandez. Thus far into the season, King Felix has been my choice every time he's been out. This time I'm bucking that trend as his numbers against the Indians have been absolutely abysmal. So give me the Indians to wrap up the night. Once more with feeling, the Cubs, the Brewers, the Cardinals, the White Sox, the Astros, the Yankees, the Tigers, the Rays, the Braves, the Angels, the Phillies, and the Tribe. That'll do it for the predictions. Now we'll look at a strong pitching duel that settled last night's game between the Giants and Phillies. After a rough start in Arizona, Matt Cain has bounced back in a big way, surrendering 3 hits and 1 walk in the past 18 innings pitched. He got the winning decision against Pittsburgh, receiving 5 runs in support of his endeavor, in which he struck out 11. But last night, despite surrendering only 2 hits and 1 walk through 9 innings, he would not get the decision in the Giants' victory. Even more impressive than that was Cliff Lee going 10 innings of shutout ball, surrendering 7 hits and collecting 7 strikeouts. Quoting Todd Zolecki of MLB.com, he pitched 10 scoreless innings in a 1-0 loss to the San Francisco Giants in 11 innings. Lee became the first pitcher to pitch 10 innings in a game since Aaron Harang and Roy Halladay in 2007, the first pitcher to pitch 10 scoreless innings since Mark Mulder in 2005, and the first Phillies pitcher to pitch 10 innings since Terry Mulholland in 1993. But Lee also became the first pitcher to pitch 10 scoreless innings in a losing effort since Brett Saberhagen's Mets loss to the San Diego Padres in 1994. Antonio Bastardo was responsible for the loss, giving up the walk-off hit to Melky Cabrera. This loss sets the Phillies back now to 5-7, seeding them currently at the bottom of the National League East standings and well behind the top runner in the Washington Nationals, who sit at 10-3. But once again, despite his efforts, Cliff Lee still is winless on the season. Not only that, every time he's been up so far, the team has lost the game. He currently sits at 0-1 with a 1.96 ERA, which in contrast to Roy Halladay, who is currently sitting at 3-0 with a 1.17 ERA and has 3 quality starts underneath his belt, Lee is simply not getting enough run support. The team has only put up 3 runs for the 33-year-old left-hander, whereas for Roy Halladay, the team has combined for 13 runs in all of his outings. Despite having the 3rd best team ERA in all of baseball with a 2.48, 8 quality starts that puts them 4th overall, and a 110 whip that also places them in 4th place, the team is only hitting 248, which places them 16th, has only scored 35 runs on the season, which places them at 28th, and are seated at 27th in on-base percentage and slugging percentage of 248 and 331 respectively. One of the key problems to the Phillies offense is that they are only batting .228 with runners in scoring position. Collecting 21 hits and 92 at-bats with runners on, they're only slugging .293 as well, scratching across only 6 doubles and nothing more. Things become even tighter with runners in scoring position and 2 out. Collectively again, the team is only hitting .200 with 10 hits and 50 at-bats, driving in only 14 RBIs, and still only slugging .280 with 4 doubles and no home runs. Currently their top RBI producer is also their top run producer, Hunter Pence, who sits at 7 runs and 7 RBIs. Behind him are Ty Wigginton and Freddie Galvis, who each have 5 RBIs, but are both batting well under .250. This team is in dire need of a big power bat to come up big for them eventually. I was reluctant to say this before at the start of the season, but I feel more confident now. Without Chase Utley, and especially without Ryan Howard at the start of this season, the Phillies are looking more and more like a 500 ball club. And the only reason they're going to remain a 500 ball club is simply because of the pitching being so phenomenal. Without that, this team offensively is doomed to under 500 ball. Missing Chase Utley was enough for me to scratch off 10 wins on last season's performance, which would place them roughly around 92-93 wins. Add to that now Ryan Howard's dismissal from the club with his injury, and I'm really shaving off another 10. Sadly, these are the only big bats that the Phillies have right now that are dependable in giving them the kind of run support that outings like Cliff Lee just pitched last night need. Should this team get back Chase Utley and he continues to slide down in his career as his numbers have indicated, and they get back Ryan Howard and he starts to slope, this team is in dire need of a big trade before the trading deadline to pick up a big bat that can help out this lineup. Otherwise, at that point, the season will be lost, and this team will have wasted another season with the best rotation in baseball not winning a World Series. That's going to do it for this edition of MLB Thoughts. I will see you guys later. Peace.